Hey guys, so I had a lot of questions about people having their first competition. So usually you're going to be a white belt or a blue belt. So one of the things I always want people to remember are some of the techniques, but also some of your brain exercises. So the first thing is that you have to know how to pull guard. You have to know a takedown. So usually in white belt or blue belt, the match is lost within the first 20 seconds, I would say. Either it's a bad guard pull and the person's already passing, or it's a bad shot and the person's already attacking. So you want to have at least 2 guard pulls and at least 2 guard passes, right? And I would say past that, you want to spend a lot of time taking your notes from your school or from your academy, and you also want to manifest positive results. So you want to go through different scenarios and different things that can happen in your training so that you're able to have a outcome that's always in a benefit, right? So another thing to do is to answer BJJ problems in your mind. So thinking about being in guard, getting yourself put in a triangle and posturing up and answering those questions like as you're going through it like a match. Another good thing I like to do is I do kind of like wordplay with my friend. So if he says, say like knee slice, I'm gonna frame hip escape, and he's gonna answer with another question. So like north south or something like that. Say.
Okay.
Headquarters. So I'm gonna cross my legs, pull them back over top of me, and re-guard the De La Hiva. Right. So I like these questions because if I can articulate the words that I'm saying, articulate the actions I'm going to do, I likely know it very well enough to do it in a match. Another thing is that you should be already taking notes. If you're not taking notes, you're not taking Jiu-Jitsu as a serious class because it is very complicated. So you should be looking over your notes and visualizing. The best players in the universe, like Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps, any tennis player, you're going to have guys who are doing visualization all the time for their for success. So read over it and then visualize the technique and then try to feel the technique when you're training. So I also like to think of when I'm in jiu-jitsu is think of safe spaces. So if I'm with my opponent and I'm good at my half guard, right? And something happens to where I end up in a butterfly guard, right? I like to make sure that I'm able to get back to my safe space. So I'll attack something and then make sure I get back to a guard that I'm comfortable in. All right, and so being able to attack these, spots will help you attack something, look for something else, but then go back to a safe space. That would be like if I'm attacking something here, and I got them in deep half guard, and I feel like these are going wrong, I can now push back out and put them back into my knee shield, or maybe I gotta go back to my closed guard. Okay, so having a safe space that you feel comfortable in attacking. Also, you wanna know what bad spots are, right? So what are often bad spots that you're put into in the class? So the classes you're taking, I find most often, like come right here, is that the worst spot is usually this. It's flat half. When somebody's controlling your neck and they're controlling you down here, and then they're gonna start to look for knee cuts and different things. This is your way, this is your path to start losing points, or at least start losing the match, because you always wanna be on your side. So I would say look at spots that are often are often bad spots for yourself where you can't work out of them, and use this as a way to going, okay, well, what do I need to know here? So I have all my students know the okie-doke. So he hits the okie-doke, boom, but if I post my arm, he frames and is back into his knee shield. So you wanna have things that get you back from spots that are normally bad and actually cause you to lose the match. You wanna make sure that there are places that in jiu-jitsu that are advantageous for your opponent and places that you normally end up in before a pass happens or before a submission happens. working on replacing guard is really important because you don't want to give your opponent 3 seconds to pass your guard. So understanding getting your knee inside, understanding how, so like if I'm here, right, he starts to pass my guard with a knee slice pass, boom, and I make let's turn towards this way. And I make a frame, right? I want to make sure that I understand how to not allow this knee slice pass to become three seconds. So when I'm working on replacing my guard, maybe go ahead, knee slice, and I get my underhook and I scissor out and I come up into a dogfight position. I never want to allow my opponent to get those 3 points because getting 3 points back is a lot to get back. He can now work his way to mount or different things. One thing that you really want to work on is you must be able to open the guard. So I like to think of the most basic things would be knee and butt. So my knee and the butt, opening the guard here, right? Me having to stand because he's not allowing me to open the guard. He's not opening the guard for himself, and pass. And then me going for a Sao Paulo pass if he's not opening his guard. All right, so you can't be stuck in closed guard because that person is going to make your life miserable. Working on transitions. So if you pass the guard, right, so you should have these different passes, right? So actually, let's work on this. So working on your passing. So having a standing pass is good to have, like an X pass, right? Having the basic knee slice pass is a good pass to have. And then having something where you're double under, you're attacking your double unders here. Those are 3 different kind of passes, but all different places where I can attack them so that if I'm having one issue, I can go from my knee slice to my double unders, or I can go from my double unders to my knee slice pass. Now, once I've created this moment for myself, I have to know how to defend different things here. So if he starts to make frames, right, he's now going to usually get his knee on the inside and start getting his guard back. So I'm going to be here, Keisagatami, controlling. I feel like I can maybe control, I come back to regular Keisagatami. Knowing how to go to my knee on belly if I feel like I need to, and or knowing how to go to reverse Keisagatami to mount. These are all different things that you should have already in your bag. They don't have to be amazing, but you should have these in your bag already. Understanding that a lot of people fall off the back, so understanding your back controls, understanding your closed guard attacks like your kimuras, arm bars, triangles, and also understanding the defenses from there. Now, here's the big deal and here's the big clue in, is that when you are competing as a white belt or a blue belt, you are not a world champion black belt. So you do not have to worry about winning or losing. What you have to worry about doing is doing your best. And the way I like to think about this is sort of thinking about it like fate. If I put all my work together, I put all my effort into my training, I'm only as good as that can be. So I'm gonna go out into the match, and he's gonna do something, and I'm gonna respond, or I'm gonna do something, he's gonna respond. And at the end of that 3 to 5, 7 minutes, you're going to have whatever happened, because you can only be so prepared for what's gonna take place. So I like to think about it like fate inside of your hands. So just kind of like enjoy the moment, learn to control your anxiety, learn to bring yourself down, understand that there's not a million people watching you, right? So white belts and blue belts are supposed to lose. Even the best black belts on earth lost at white and blue. This is a place where you can make a mistake and it doesn't matter because you're a white belt, you're supposed to make mistakes. So really it's a card free to screw up. So don't think of yourself as, oh, I'm so nervous, I have to win this match. That's not true. What you need to do is you need to look at it as like an opportunity to really take a good look at your jiu-jitsu, see how your game is, and see what holes are in it. The fastest way to figure out where your jiu-jitsu is and what mistakes you have in your game is competition, because those will show you it very quickly and right away. And that also allows you to move over and try and get better at jiu-jitsu much faster as well. So remember, don't use jiu-jitsu competitions as something that has to be a winning. Get those micro wins, get your competition in there, get your feeling right, and then overall try to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, maybe it's not for you, but at least give it a shot. And remember that it doesn't matter. You're a white or blue belt. It's your first competition. You should be really proud of yourself for going out there and giving it a shot.